Hey guys, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Sylvester Nachi. If you're meeting me for the first time, and welcome to my channel, which I'll be talking about design, I'll be talking about life in general, I'll be talking about business, politics, technology, and the rest. But right now, I'll be talking about design, how to be a good designer in 2020. But majorly, I'll be focusing on user experience. Before I continue, I will make sure you subscribe at the link below and probably see more of my videos, which will be coming up a lot. Now, as a UX designer, a lot of people have been asking me, I've received a lot of emails, messages like 2020, Sylvester, what's going to be trending? What's going to be the major thing to focus on as a UX designer? What's going to be the major selling points? Or the major thing I need to know as a new being designer, as a upcoming designer, and the rest. I think this is something that I feel is very necessary for me to talk about, because a lot of things have been going on. Figma is already pulling a lot of strengths. We have XDiv and we have Sketch already. Sketch for Mac users a lot. While no, there's a whole lot of tools, and also all these tools that are trying to improve your prototyping. But what we just tell you is not about the tools. First of all, it's not about UX is beyond just tools. It's not about tools. Is just like your how do I put? Let me use an example of you're holding a gun and a bullet. So to me, Figma, XD, Sketch, and the rest of them, they're just like a weapon. They're just like the gun and the bullets. But what will actually give you the edge is a strategy. So how do you position to shoot? How do you shoot your enemies? So these are the things that I feel you should focus more on first before you start focusing more on your bullet and your gun and the rest. Now, this year, there's a lot of what I would tell young designers going to UX designers, let me be precise, UX designers is focus more on user research, focus more on the nitty gritty of UX. What would differentiate you from a UX designer is beyond how beautiful your page is. UX is not, I think designers should start knowing that it's not about fancy page. It's not about fancy page. It's not about your page look, how the colors, the artistic view. It's beyond that. I think you should start knowing as a UX designer, you should think beyond artistic. Artistic is beautiful also, but that should be like the secondary. It shouldn't be the primary. The primary is you are designing a function, you are designing a product, how a product should function. So what should be your major constraint is to understand how product design should be. What are the things that actually make a successful product design, which I'll be listening to you guys any moment from now. Now, I will tell you, do a lot of research. First of all, what you need to succeed as a UX designer in 2020, do a lot of research, user research, UX research. Like, open your mind to a lot of things. Open your mind to a lot of, if possible, if you have a chance of getting a lot of chance to try a lot of random app. Most of the time I have a lot of app that not like I really use them but I use them. I just want to try them out. Let me see how people think. Let me see what fascinates people. Recently, I noticed that the app that have been trending a lot, TikTok, and I read an article about the app, which is a Chinese app. It's a Chinese app, and I found out that they said it's captivated a lot of teenagers. That the young people of nowadays, that is just like the way Facebook and Twitter were like back then. This is how it is, and it's cut across mostly teenagers from 18 to 25, and they have a lot of users. So I was like, okay, let me check this thing out. So these are the things that you need to know, like what actually attract people, what kind of what are they doing that is special. All these things broaden your knowledge. So whenever you are doing an app that is probably almost similar to what you have worked on before, or you have seen before, you have played before, you will know how to throw your own expertise or idea or function to it. So research is a lot. Do a lot of research. Try your hand in a lot of things. That's number one. Do a lot of, and they have a lot of UX research. Like once you go online, just type UX research, you see a lot of topic about it. A lot of topic. You see under user research, you see UX persona, you see user journey, you see sitemap. You see a lot of UX research topic and ideas, which is very, very important. Yeah, that's number one. Number two is try and make sure you read at least a month. For a month, go back, read at least a book about UX. Yeah, because like at the moment, I'm not talking about how you do your Figma, your design yet. Study about UX. Like there are a lot of books I can actually recommend for you guys. I will recommend them below at the description, or list about 4 books or 5 that you can read as a UX person, which also enlighten you about UX. So you will know why an element is positioned, why they are positioned. So you don't just design out of your own, oh, this is beautiful, which is good sometimes, but sometimes you have to make sure that your design is backed up by data. That's the important thing. Because the thing, if I ask you, why did you put this thing here? Can you give me it's not because I feel like. You feeling like doesn't help, doesn't guarantee that the next person will feel like that's the best idea to position that element there. So I think you should read a lot of book on UX, which I will do that. Then number 2, which is attend seminars, UX design seminars. I've talked about reading book. I've talked about book, which also include Medium posts. I'll be doing another video listing some of the top UX guys you should actually follow online. I will do that probably after this video. But let me go back to the next one, which is course seminar. Yeah, they love seminar. It might not really be a physical seminar. It might be a YouTube video seminar. It might be like a podcast. Do listen to a lot of podcasts. I do that a lot too. And I think major top designers do that a lot too. Do listen to podcasts. I do that. And that's the number 3. So the number 4, which is now we are going to design, is a lot of people ask me XD, Figma, Sketch. Which one do I need to use? Which one is the best? I think that's the question that is really trending. And I say, like, I can't tell you this one is better than this one. I can't, to be honest. I can't tell you this one is better than this one. This one is the best. This one is the industry standard, or this is not the industry standard. The thing is, you need to know that these are these companies that own this software try to make their product look like the best. Like Adobe is making XD look like it's the only best prototype XD UX tool you can use. Figma is there, Sketch is there, and I'll just tell you, do the one that you feel is comfortable. The thing is, a lot of people have been saying Figma. I personally don't really use Figma often. I've used it 1 or 2 times. The good thing about Figma is, which actually I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be like it's super awesome, is Figma is the tool whereby once you're designing, once you share your link as you're designing, somebody else can be seeing how your design progresses. That means immediately you're designing, you just share the link. You don't have to and again, you don't install it if you want to. You can design it right from your browser. Just open this website, figma.com, log in, and then you see a canvas and you start designing immediately. And as you're designing, once you share that link out, somebody can actually just see it, which is actually as straightforward for designers. and to collaborate with other designers. Let's say if I have a job I'm working on, let's say we are three designers and you're supposed to finish a design job immediately. We just share the link. Everybody, you work on page 2, you work on contact page, you work on this page, let me work on dashboard. So we'll just be doing the design with the help of design system and design style guide, you get, which is a perfect job for Figma, which, and the thing is, it's actually free. XD also can do the same thing, likewise Sketch, but I think they are not free. XD, for you to XD, you can download XD for free and use it, but in terms of sharing your portfolio, doing the same, all these things I mentioned with Figma, I really doubt if you can do that with XD. For you to do that with XD, I think you have to have a license. You have to pay at least some subscription for that to happen. I think same thing with Sketch. Sketch, you have to actually buy the software for you to actually do that. But Figma is actually free. But like I'm not saying anyone is better than anyone. The thing is, anyone you feel you're comfortable with, if you feel like you want to go with Figma, if you want to go with Edge, you want to go with Sketch, perfect. There's no one that is actually highly recommended than any of them. They all have their strengths and weaknesses. So I believe that you can just pick any two and work with. Now talking about still on design, this year make sure you do what we call UX design system. Yeah, study a lot of design system. I think one of the things that UX designers downplay a lot, I've seen a lot, is they don't do UX, they don't do design system, they don't do style guide before you start designing. I learned this actually very late too. I'm not going to say like I learned it very early. I learned it very late. The thing is, whenever you're doing a design, make sure you have before you start touching your major canvas, define the font you want to use. Define your H1 tag, what's going to be the size. If your H1 tag is going to start from 36, then your H6 to your H6, you're reducing down to your H6 size, which H6 size should be probably, let's say, about 18 or 19. Define the sizes. Define your colors, your primary color, your secondary color, your button color, your over button color, everything. Like you define the whole color. You defined your font size, your font characters. If you decide, if you're using about 2 fonts, you decide, okay, for your H1, your heading, what font are you using? What font size are you using? What the sizes and everything, you define them. Font character, rather, what font character are you using? You define the font character. You define the character of the paragraph too, and also you define the size, the grid. So we'll talk about the grid, that the grid of the whole page. Are you using a 12 column grid? Are you using a customized column grid? I think the popular one or the standard one, there's no standard, but the one that is more popular, that a lot of designers use, the 12 column grid. So if you put your page on 12 column grids, about say 15 space quota, I think I'll be doing a tutorial to explain this very well. You will see all the processes there, and it's very good you actually have this thing in place, which will also guide your design. So probably after that, when you can get those things right, then you will see that you have you will see a lot of improvement in terms of your design, because now you are following a design style guide, which will actually make your design look very good and consistent. The reason why I recommend style guide a lot is because it will make your design look consistent. Because I've seen a lot of design that the home page is wow, but once you immediately go to the about page, you start seeing a lot of the shifts in terms of the design. The colors start changing, the font size start changing. There is no balance between the H1 font on the home page to the H1 font on the font size on the contact page. It's either the home page one is very big and the contact one is very small. So all those things, I think you have to define them, and when you define them, they make your design look beautiful and consistent all through the whole site, which I think it's going to be my final talk for this. But lastly, I want to say, do a lot of hangouts, design hangouts. If you have a lot of friends to do, like a lot of mentor, you have to pick a lot of mentor, have a lot of mentor. I don't really see them physically. I hang out with them online. I ask them for advice. I think you should also do that. You don't have to, you don't just write them an email, right? Send them a message. Just tell them, can you recommend design resources for me? You don't have to be bugging them or everything. Just once in a while have a chat with them. Recommend the design resources for me and everything. They'll be there to help you out. I think with this thing, this will also give you a really good edge for 2020. And before you know, by the end of June this year, you will probably be doing something pretty and awesome. I think this about 15-minute long video. I think this with this few tips, I believe it will really boost your design level. And see you at the top. My name remains Sylvester. Kindly subscribe my channel. God bless you.